Have you ever had an idea and you're like, that is dumb, but I still really want to do it? You see where this is going if you have read the title of this video. My name is Casey Catalbus. I'm a freelance web designer and developer, and I love making stuff, and that is what I want to do on this channel and share that with all of you lovely people. Specifically, I really love making educational stuff, and I haven't gotten to do that in a lot of client work recently, and I can get really burnt out if I don't have fun stuff I'm working on that's fun and creatively fulfilling for me. So I was thinking of weird educational stuff I could make, and I was thinking of all the sort of different ways we intake information in this day and age. So that's, you know, social media, YouTube videos, things like that. And I thought about Tinder. So I was thinking about Tinder, and I was thinking about how when you're a woman on Tinder, it seems like there are a lot of men who have pictures of themselves holding fish. Like a lot of them. If you've ever been on a dating app, you know what I'm talking about. Then I thought, what if it was Tinder, but it was just the fish? Like Tinder, but for fish. I actually got halfway through this idea and somebody showed me this tweet, which is it. I was like, yes, that is exactly the idea. So I decided to make fish Tinder. And I've been wanting to dive deeper into things you can do with Webflow too. I've been working in Webflow for about 6 months now, and I've been really wanting to do a project that really challenges me. And I was like, yeah, this is a great way to expand my knowledge of Webflow. Did I spend too much time on it? Probably. I spent all this time on it, so I just wanted to show you today, so feel free to grab a beverage and follow along. I'll be having my way too late in the afternoon for coffee. Let's do it. So my first point of research was trying to figure out, what does Tinder look like these days? I have not been on a dating app in 3-ish years, so I didn't really know what the landscape looked like, but I did used to use them. So I did re-download Tinder, sorry Brock, to kind of learn more about just kind of what the interface looked like, things like that. Also how much I wanted to go into the interface of Tinder. There's a lot of things you can do these days, and I really just wanted to just do the essentials, you know? So this is a little bit of what Tinder used to look like back in the day, and it hasn't really changed all that much. And I was able to go on and make a profile just to go into a little more. I won't show you that because I didn't put any personal information there. But somehow people still interacted with it, which was weird. So there's a lot of buttons here at the bottom. I knew I didn't want to do all of those. I basically just wanted the like and the dislike button. I thought about adding the information in. It ended up kind of getting thrown out as the project got more complicated, but I knew I wanted this screen. I wanted the chat screen where it shows you which ones you've matched with. And then I also wanted a screen where you could see what different fish had messaged you. And that was kind of if I can do that, I'll do that. But that was final step if I wanted to do it. The second phase was trying to figure out how much of this I could actually build in Webflow. Looking through it, I knew I would need an interface where you could save a profile into a different list. So Webflow has the CMS, and I was trying to figure out if there was a way to let users take a card that was in a CMS and save it into a different list. And so I was looking at different ways to do that. The first thing I was thinking was Zapier. There were a lot of different ways I could do it in Zapier, but it was going to be way too complicated for this project. The other way I thought about doing this was FinSuite has a really great CMS filtering library, and I was thinking I could have the cards each have a filtering button in a CMS item, and then if they were filtered there, they would save to a different list where you would see all the matches, but you can't put a CMS filter button within the CMS item. It was just gonna be too complicated, so I decided not to go that. At this point, I started to give up, but then I learned about JetBoost, and JetBoost is another no-code tool that integrates with Webflow to let you do sort of really cool dynamic filtering for different CMS items, collections, lists. But the big thing about JetBoost is they have a functionality where you can add a liked button, and that is the whole thing I needed. So that is what I went with. You can also use JetBoost for free as long as it's under a webflow.io domain. So that was what I needed. This is like not a sponsorship for them or anything, but I just really enjoyed learning about it and using it. So I'm gonna kind of show you how I did that here. So I wanted the design to be really simple. I basically just wanted it to look exactly like Tinder, but for fish. And so I looked at the logo for Tinder, and it's a little sort of flame, because Tinder's the spark or the fire. But I noticed if you kind of flip it this way, and you think about this as like the back fin of a fish, it does kind of look like a fish if you have an imagination. So that is what I kind of did here. I just basically flipped the logo over, redrew it, added eyes and a fin so it would be like super clear that this is a fish and not the other thing. And so that's kind of the branding that goes around the website. And then I mocked up a few different screens for what I wanted it to look like, and so I could grab different icons from it. In this, you can see that I was thinking of maybe adding a super like button, just giving it the same functionality as the like button, the information, the name, the little subtitle you have under your things, and the like and the dislike button. I also really broke down the bottom nav bar to be just the like screen and just the chat screen. And for me, the chat screen was going to look something like this. That would have the matches list here, the way Tinder currently looks, and then sort of the messages screen down here. And then when you click into any of these, it would bring up this screen that would have the little chat with whatever the fish was going to say. And now I'm going to show you how I built this, because it was a journey. What I first really want to show you is how I started this. So before I went into any design, I just kind of did a little bit of a prototype to see if I could even make it happen. And it looks like a dumpster fire. Here it is, the fish. So good. This was back when I was still thinking of using the FinSuite CMS filtering, which I didn't end up going with, but I was like, okay, buttons here, home button, fish matches. The way I originally thought of setting this up and the way it ended up being built was that this is just one page. Both the home button and the fish matches button are all on one page. So the fish matches just brings up a different div block that has that list in it, and you can toggle back and forth between these. I think it does work a little bit. Yeah, this was what I was thinking with the list, and then I got overwhelmed and gave up. But version 2 looks a lot better, so let's go to that. If I open up the prototype, loading screen, here it is. One thing I do want to say about this is I built this specifically for mobile, so it doesn't look super great on desktop, and there are a lot of functionality issues because I built it very quickly and also without the intention of this being like a very serious project. So take with that what you will. This is what it looks like. We got Tim. Tim is a tilapia. He is a great fish. I also sourced all of these images from Unsplash and Pexels and royalty-free stuff so that I wouldn't get in trouble. I did really want to use pictures of the boys holding fish, but maybe that's for another time. But if you hit this matches button, it shows you which ones you have liked. As far as the functionality, they all like you. All the fishes match with you if you decide to like them, which is really just an ego boost, you know? I wanted to give that to everybody. I'll show you how the filtering functionality works on the publish site, but before we get into that, let me show you kind of the back end of how I set all of this up. So here on desktop, we've got the body, container, app, preloader, which is that thing that showed up beforehand. I've got my little interface for the phone, and right here is where the list of fish is. So all of these different cards with the like and dislike button, they're each a different individual CMS item, and they're all stacked on top of each other. And there's an interaction on each of these buttons, so if you click this dislike button, it'll swipe it, nothing happens with the CMS, but if you hit this button, which is tied to that JetBoost filtering system, it stores it away and adds it to the matched list in the other screen. That is all stored in the liked wrapper here, so I'll go ahead and turn that on so you can see that as well. I have the nav bar stay here at the bottom so you can toggle between these. And yeah, you've got all your fish in all their little little messages for you. For this liked list wrapper, this is a separate list that is just the fish that have been liked. Right now it's showing all of them because the filtering isn't applied yet. This is going to show any fish that you have clicked the like button for. And for each of them, they are linked to their own CMS page. So I'll show you what that looks like as well. What fish do we want to see? Let's do Steven. Steven's one of my favorites. So if we were to click on Steven, we get here, and it shows you that Steven has sent you a couple messages. Steven's a salmon. So going back to what I said at the beginning, I did want this whole project to be educational in some kind of way. So each of the fish have their own messages for you, and most of those messages link out to a little bit more about the fish, something interesting about them. For Steven, Steven is a salmon fillet, and salmon fillets are both delicious and nutritious. So each of those links to delicious, links to a recipe for how to pan-sear salmon, which is the best way to cook salmon in my opinion. And nutritious leads you to a link that has all the health benefits of eating salmon. Not all the links are like that. Not all these fish are ones that you should probably eat. But they all tell you a little more about the fish, and I think that's really fun. What's going on this page specifically is it's just a CMS item page. So if you were thinking about if you were using the Webflow CMS for a blog, this would be like the blog post. Instead it is a fish chat. So we've got our interface here, and if you are here, this is a whole separate page. So if you hit back, it closes that out, but you haven't actually exited the page. So this just takes you back to your matched list and things like that. If you were to click this button, it would change the page back to the home page. So all told in this app, there's just two pages. There's the home page and there is the fish CMS page. And the liked wrapper is just something that gets added between either of them within those pages. But if you're back in this, you can choose a different fish. Adam is an angelfish, so dreamy. Look what he says to you. Incredible. I've just pulled up the collection here of the fish that I made. I did want to make this really easy to add different new fish. So I'll pop into a fish here, but you can see it has the name, the slug, the image I used, the tagline. This liked little field here, something that's required for JetBoost to be able to add like a liked list, and the number of messages. So not all of them have 3, but I put in 3 just for fun. That is it, I think, as far as the build. And I'm gonna show you how this works on my phone because there are a lot of issues with the desktop version, I'm not gonna lie. Let's pull this up in the incognito window, not because I'm ashamed of the fish, but because JetBoost stores whatever you have liked already in your browser. So I don't want to show you the fish I've already liked. So we got it. It opens up to the fish, Aaron, which is, I believe, is called like the kissing fish because of those beautiful fish. The fish's name is not Aaron, it's just the name I've given to the fish. But it's coming on a little too strong, so maybe we skip that for now. But our beloved Steven the fillet, we love a fillet of salmon, so I'm gonna like Steven. This is the fish that is very invasive to Florida, which I'm not a fan of. Joe's kind of weird. Sam is one of those fish, but I don't know which, so maybe not. Dylan, maybe I'm really into the emo boyos. I really love this picture, but I found this image and it was just so funny, so I'm gonna like it. Cameron is pretty cool. Jared is a goldfish, so pretty cool. Grant, I don't know what kind of fish this is, but maybe it goes to Duke University. Pretty cool. I like it. If I'm kind of done here, I could go to the end, but maybe maybe that's enough fish for me. I can go to the chat and it shows me which fish I have liked, which is really cool. And if I click on one of them, let's say Steven, it shows me what I showed you guys before, which is the little chat. Those links take you to a new window with the, you know, the different informational things there, and I can learn how to cook Steven, which is great. Jared, wow, Jared's kind of edgy. If you ever go through this, you should definitely click on Jared's article because it's a wild one. Yeah, you can go into each of these, learn a little bit more about fish, about those kinds of fish. If you want to start over, you do need to clear your matches, which gets rid of all the ones you've liked, and you would refresh this page here. And that'll take you back to the beginning. There are lots of issues with the way I set this up because I made it very quickly and also without the intention of really doing anything with it. The main issue is that if you are here and you're liking all the different fish, you go into the chat and you go into a fish and you come out and you go back to this screen, it will show you fish you've already liked, and it'll show you that you've liked them. If you're in this situation, you can either unlike it, which does nothing, it just removes it from your matched list, and like it again, or you can just close it out. If anybody knows a way around that or how I could remove them from the list, because I think that's what I would need to do. I think what I would need to do is remove ones that a user has liked from that main list that has all the cards in it, but I wouldn't know how to do that, and I think it would be a JetBoost thing, and I don't really know if that's possible. But this is how it is for now, and it works, and it's still funny, and it's not like too much of a hindrance as to where it's not like usable or anything. That's it. That's really it. Now I'm done. Cool. Yeah, I will be putting this up on my Webflow showcase page if you want to check it out. I'll make it a clonable so you can download it and fill it with your own fish if you so desire, or whatever else you want to put in there. You can stumble through all the weird problems that this has. This really has a lot of problems on desktop because I didn't really make it for desktop. For some reason the images don't always load on Chrome, lots of other things, but it does work on mobile, which was the thing I wanted to show it to my friends on. And then you can show it to your friends on too if you want. I hope you liked this video. I'm hoping to make more stuff like this where it's just fun, silly, maybe a little bit educational as well, because that's what I really love to do. So yeah, if you liked this video, let me know down in the comments. Let me know other projects you might want to see here. I'm still brainstorming other ideas of what I can share with you guys, so would love to know. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a good week. Bye.